asking me that again. So anyway, hey everyone, I'm Melissa. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my friend Jonny Garza Villa, whose debut 1500 Miles from the Sun comes out 1 week from tomorrow. So yay, congratulations. So Jonny, let's get right into it. So can you tell us what 1500 Miles from the Sun is about for those of you who don't, for those of us who may not know?
Yeah, of course. So 1500 Miles from the Sun, which looks like this, it follows Corpus Christi, Texas high school senior Julian, aka Jules Luna, who's like just trying to have a low-key senior year with his friends and get into UCLA and finally be able to move away from like everything that's kept him closeted his whole life, which is super doable until he gets wildly drunk at a party and accidentally comes out via tweet. Which is like just as daunting and terrifying as you might imagine, especially like figuring out if and when he'll ever tell his very muchy small father. But it also gives way to a lot of good, like being wholeheartedly embraced by his friends and his older sister, and especially getting a DM from a long distance Twitter crush from LA.
Nice. And I read this already. My copy showed up early, but I read an e-arc of it. It's fantastic. And I am not lying when I say, when you realize what the title 1500 Miles from the Sun is about, why it's called that. I'm not lying when I said I put my Kindle down. I got out of my bed. I walked the foot from my bed to my desk right here. And I went into your DMs and I was just screaming. and like, because we've been friends for so long, we genuinely have no idea how it began. Neither of us know that at all. We have no idea. And then also, if you hear meowing, it's not disembodied. That's the actual source. He will eventually just be making his way throughout. Perhaps he will jump in my lap. I'm not sure. He doesn't know. His name is Miles, and he appreciates any love and affection the comment section may be inclined to throw at him. So you are a debut author. It releases so soon, a week from tomorrow. So how are you feeling? Like, what are all of your emotions?
Right now, I'm like really good at just like blanking of like just no thought at all. And sometimes it's like that, and other times it's like the list of things I need to get done by like hopefully the 8th. Just kind of like all list themselves in my brain, and I'm like, oh crap, like let me go do this like 2 days ago. Let me see if that works out for me. But yeah, it's exciting and daunting, and like I can't wait for the nap that I will take in July. Like that's going to be glorious. And yeah,
it's just going to be beautiful. We're just going to silence your phone. You're just going to sleep uninterrupted for a minimum of 12 hours. It's going to be beautiful, and I am very excited for you to have that experience.
Yeah, and like I really just can't wait to like finally like share it with everyone after like making this book my entire personality since like November 2018. So like I don't know what's gonna happen whenever it's not my personality anymore and I have to move on to the next one. But like for right now, this gets to be it, and I can't wait for like all of these memes that I have been sharing since like back then for like more than 2 people to finally know what they are. That's gonna be great.
And I have to throw this up here from my friend Audrey. He is honored. Okay. I did not even. Wow. Okay, Audrey, my friend. A round of applause for you. A round of applause for you. I love you, and I'm not even sure he's eating. He's so just nonchalantly accepting this honor that he is drinking water out of his food, out of his area. And
now just imagining this as like 1,500 cats named Miles and this like Armageddon type situation where they have to like go into the sun or something, like some kind of sci-fi.
Well, I mean, Miles does
wait for that.
For the sun. What? Sorry, what were you saying before?
I can't wait for that fanfic.
I mean, neither can neither can he. He meowed on cue. What a promoter! You're so good. No, Bubba. No, I can't get up from this chair. That would be unprofessional. I have to stay here. No, you have to stay in here too. I'm sorry. I love you. But Anyway, Audrey, Miles is honored. He's, I would say he's speechless, but he clearly isn't. And see, he's, yes, everyone is enjoying this. Thank you so much, everybody, for enjoying this. I promise Miles is aware of all of your love, and he is perfectly fine exactly where he is. If he comes over here again, we will be blessed with this vision of this senior Russian blue just basking in the glory of what he has. But so wait, where am I? Number 3. I know numbers. So so what was your reaction when your agent told you that 1500 Miles from the Sun sold? Do you remember that day at all?
I remember that day being like the last time I was able to like hang out at an actual Starbucks, like just outside with like my tea, like just completely unaware of the implications of a pandemic that just seemed so far away from us at the time. Yeah, that was like the last day that I had been just in a regular life. And it was weird because like they were very much like, oh, we got an offer, and like start like thinking about book lunches and things like these. And they were giving me all these huge ideas of like what we can do, which I mean, obviously didn't happen because God said you lied. But like, you know, it was very thrilling. And like, yeah, it was, and also just really weird. Like I did not really, I had no idea whether someone was going to give me like actual human money for this book. Like, so it was just, I didn't know what to expect. It also happened really quickly, like about 3 weeks after we went on sub. Yeah, so like it's just in the whole experience of just going super duper quickly, like that also just came like super duper quickly. And yeah.
Nice. It's because publishing, I said it in my last live stream with Daniel Alamana, we were talking about how publishing has 2 speeds, either really, really slow or really, really fast.
Yeah.
There's no medium. It's either slow into perpetuity or so fast you're like, I can't even conceptualize or take in anything right now. And
no, yeah, like
if Miles is a distraction, I can put him out. Just let me know. But,
yeah, I mean, he's fine. But okay. Yeah, it was very that. Like, even then, whenever we got the offer, they were like, oh, yeah, June of next year. And I was like, wow, like, I have friends who aren't even getting published until 2022, but they're telling me, like, literally 13 months from now, I'm here for it. They're going to stick to it because they gave me the gay month. And, like, we better make sure they stick to it. But yeah, and now that, like, my next book is very much in the gonna take forever, it's very different.
So if we wanted to fenestrate the whole order of the questions, since you mentioned your next book, so can we defenestrate the order?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So you recently announced your next book, Ander and Santi Were Here, which releases in 2023. The audacity of us having to wait for that is
literally.
So congratulations. So what would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, so Ander and Santi Were Here is like an upper / like college freshman age YA that follows Ander, who's a non-binary muralist taking a gap year before heading off to art school in Chicago, and Santi, who's the newest waiter at Ander's Family Taqueria. And it's just very much like a celebration of family and San Antonio, and like 2 people holding on to love even when the world wants to tear them apart. And like, it's just a book that I just hold very closely to my heart because like where 1500 Miles from the Sun somehow came together as an idea and then a draft pretty quickly, this one was effort. This one was like actual work. Like I knew that a story that takes place largely at a taqueria is something that I wanted for my next book, and I literally spent like half of 2019 trying to figure out what that looked like in just a variety of tropes and ways about it, but none of them were sticking. But I think coming into 2020 when like American Dirt became a thing, and we also just kind of got to also see like really beautiful media like Hentified, that has really helped both in like pettiness and in just actual inspiration. And when I was drafting, like the world went in from like normal to lockdown in a pandemic, so like writing this also became a way for me to write just about like all the things I missed, like hanging out with my friends and going to taquerias and just being out and about and doing whatever I wanted. So like there was just a lot of things moving me to write this book at that time. So I feel like it just kind of came at the right time.
Nice, because I'm thinking in terms of how how people can just throw themselves into writing, especially during a pandemic. Because if we write contemporary, and both of us do, if we don't include COVID, our books literally exist in alternate timelines.
Oh yeah,
which it took me a while to wrap my head around that, because I didn't even realize that. Audrey wants to know about the research process.
I mean, like, I live in San Antonio, Texas, so like I have the best research like right here where I live. Yeah, I don't know. There were. I mean, I love tacos. Like, and I used to live literally like 10 steps from like my favorite breakfast taco place, which was a dream come true. But yeah.
Amazing. And Amparo is correct. Audrey asking the important questions. They always ask the important questions, which is why their YouTube channel is amazing. Just throwing that out there, my friend. So let me go down. Okay. So Jules loves to cook. If you could have him make you a new meal, what would it be and why?
Wait, is it him making me a meal or me making him a meal?
Well, we can do both, but him first. Okay. So
if he was to make me a meal, I mean, like, obviously something Mexican, because like that's just where he thrives. Maybe like chilaquiles. Like, I mean, that's simple, but like I think that like they'd probably be like the best chilaquiles that I've ever had in my life. So I'd probably say that, like, if he was going to cook something for me. If I was going to cook something for him, it probably would not be Mexican, just because, like, again, that's like what he knows, and I know that anything I cook is probably not going to be as good as whatever he could cook. So maybe like a sweet potato and black bean burger. Like, that's just I know how to do that, and also like he can make it super spicy if he wants. Like, he can put like sriracha and like jalapenos on it. Plus, like, burgers go really good with Takis, and like there we go, a winner.
Nice. All right. So if you could have anyone randomly DM you, and I have a feeling I know the answer to this question, who would it be?
No, oh my god, now I want to know what you think. I mean, I was gonna say Bad Bunny, like that would be it. I mean, obvious, like Bad Bunny.
I mean, honestly, I was thinking Selena, but
well, I mean, if she was alive, like, okay, but like, yes. I was thinking of live people.
Well, think of now. Now we have to beg the question: is there afterlife? Like is there afterlife? Well, that's way too loaded.
You know, like, we're about to like turn this into like a You've Reached Sam situation, which I'm not mad about, but like this is what it's going towards.
I cannot express how badly I want to read You Reach Sam. We're going off topic, but that's
fine.
Okay, because I remember I was like, okay, cool, it's available to request. Awesome. Hopefully, cool. So I requested, I got denied. Then Wednesday Books was like, oh, hey, we're doing this whole promotion of Read Now, and You Read Sam is available for 48 hours for anyone to download from NetGalley. I'm like, finally, it's my chance. Didn't work. So, like, it feels like everyone has read that book and been subsequently destroyed by it, except me.
I'll just like, well, can I say this one? I don't know if it's legal, but I'll just like screenshot every single page and just like.
Oh my god!
Dustin, you can screenshot all of my book if you want to, just to make it even.
And Amparo has a point.
What? Can you imagine the group chat? Like, I would have to Google Translate a lot of it, but like, could you imagine?
And oh, hang on. Ooh. And well, here's one of my favorite questions. I should have grabbed my favorite starter of choice. He's over there. So, in the book, there's a scene where both Jules and Matt compare their cities to Pokemon. So what would their starter Pokemon be?
Okay, so I think that with both of them living in coastal cities, they would probably have water starters. Like I think that just makes the most sense. And like they're both very much about the beach. But also, like TBH, I had to look up the Pokemon. And I told Melissa this, but like I don't know what they are. So I know Squirtle. But I would say that like Jules would probably go with Squirtle. That seems like the most Jules like starter. When I was just like looking at their eyes, like just right in their like faces, like which one seemed the most Jules like, it was Squirtle. And for Matt, I would have to say Totodile because like he just gives me big Matt energy for some reason, and I can't explain why Totodile does, but like he just when I see him like that looks like Matt would like him.
Amazing. Because like I'm just thinking, yeah, Jules definitely would have a Squirtle. He would. Yeah. And like I could see it like chilling on his shoulder, like as he's cooking. And like instead of Jules like bringing water to a stove to steam vegetables, he would just have Squirtle use water gun, and it would
be the cutest. Oh my god!
And as far as Matt having a Totodile,
like does that not make
perfection?
Does that not like if you read like if you know Matt like that's
yes, I do. And my favorite region overall out of any of them is Johto. And so obviously I know the Johto starters, and Matt would definitely be he has that energy where he's just bright and happy. And like I think even in the anime, I don't think I've ever seen a scene with Totodile being even remotely upset. Like that just doesn't happen.
That picture was just its entire personality.
Exactly. And amazing. Like I can't stop thinking about that now. Like I kind of want to like after our live stream, I kind of want to like take like Totodile and somehow like Photoshop him into your cover.
Oh my god!
like I'll have to see. I'll have to see if I can do
I'll get the map picture that Mars did and just like put a Totodile in there.
I don't want to desecrate Mars's art.
Right, like I'll ask Mars first, but I'll ask Mars to put a Totodile in there. Like Mars, how much for a Totodile? Like, just put it in there.
Just like I could see Mars completely redoing the art cards where it's like Squirtle on one side, and Totodile on the other. Like
I could have gone Pokemon trainers instead of Locadia, and now I'm kind of upset, but it's fine. Like. It's whatever.
I mean, it's now I'm just imagining Audrey. Listen to Audrey. They always have amazing ideas.
You know, I feel at this point like it's already past due for me to just be in their DMs anyway. So like, might as well.
We have multiple people supporting this. So
yeah. Those, I mean, they were
the initiative.
They were the correct answers, like
because, like I've never seen a trainer Pokemon mashup more perfect than Matt and Totodile. It's honestly so perfect because Totodile is just this happy-go-lucky, never has anything really bother him, but is also a baby alligator. Yeah, and yeah, and Matt is literally the same sort of person where he's just all happy and very loving and just very, very sweet, but he kind of has a little bit of Totodile energy unintentionally, perhaps because like especially when Jules is kind of like down on himself, because I'm trying to not give context for people who haven't read it, but like it's so it like when Jules is doubting himself, Matt is just all no, not allowed, no, I'm just going to give you love forever, it's going to be fine. And Totodile has that same energy. Clearly Totodile does.
Like that picture was all I needed to know about Totodile for me to know. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, honestly, now I hope that Mars does too.
I don't even know if Mars draws Pokemon, but like we're gonna have.
If they don't, don't worry. I know people who do who like people have commissioned to make gaming content for like
See,
game
we'll
like
figure
graphics and stuff like
it out.
that.
We'll
So I
figure it
will
out.
literally just reach out to someone and be like, "Hey, can we make this happen, please?" And like that honestly is amazing. So if Mars doesn't draw Pokemon, just
We're just
let
gonna
me know,
we'll
and I will
help
make this happen
for it.
for us, even if it is literally
I
just
would
for
trust them. I would trust them to draw this little blue crocodile.
amazing. Even if this masterpiece is literally just for me, you, Audrey, and Amparo, like, I think that would be wonderful. So we should definitely make this happen. And where am I? I was like, did I misnumber anything? No, I did not. All right. Oh, okay. So very few romances deal with very few YA romances. Well, romances in general, actually, regardless of it being YA or adult, they very few of them deal with not romantic relationships, with long distance relationships. So why did you have 1500 Miles from the Sun written in a long distance relationship?
So the most honest reason is because I've just like been in love with Los Angeles since like the first time I went there like 6 or 7 years ago now, and I just really wanted to incorporate that place somehow. But I also knew I wasn't comfortable writing an entire story set there because like I don't know it that well, and also I know that my perception of LA is very different than someone who actually lives there. So it was probably going to come across like just real, like how Jules sees it, like very idealistic in a way. Plus, I felt just much closer to something that takes place in Texas. So, like, it was wanting to use both of those places as a setting and seeing how, like, a long distance relationship was probably just the easiest way to accomplish that was really, like, the foundation of that decision. Because, like, it was difficult. Writing, I can say that people don't. Like, writing long distance is difficult, like, especially as someone who's never had anything more than like a long distance infatuation to try to bring those emotions and feelings and all of that like in a way that felt real was something that I wanted to do correctly. And like there were definitely moments where it was just like, okay, like maybe I can just do something different because like this is kind of tough. And like if they don't meet literally in the next page in person, I am going to throw my laptop out my window because this is just the yearning was getting to like it's already like the god like the year it was already just like these two just like so like oh to meet each other and like that was very much me too. Like I was just like oh can they meet each other already like and so like yeah I mean I'm glad I stuck with it because like I think it's cute.
It is cute. Can
Yeah.
confirm. It is very cute.
Yeah. And like I mean I think more people should like I mean like especially in contemporary like and in just queer culture like social media and distance is very much a thing. And so like I think it just really resonates with where we are today.
It does. And because in you saying that writing it is difficult, it like I can't even imagine writing a long distance relationship at some point. So as I was reading the arc of it, I'm like, how did Jonny like balance all of the I have no idea. I'm just reading it and I'm like, this is because the yearning is definitely there, but it's not as if Jules can like get into his car and just go over to Matt's house. No, he can't. He's 1,500 miles away. So it's that I'm like, oh my, because I don't think I've ever read a long distance
Yeah, I can't.
romance at all.
I can't think of
And
one.
like I have hundreds of YA contemporary books,
Yeah.
like so many, and I haven't read never a long distance romance. So it's I hope that this spawns more of them because I would just be interested to see more of them come out and see how everyone interprets it differently. And also just the reliance, not the reliance, but like the prevalence of social media in 1500 Miles from the Sun. It's just how the world is now. When in reality, when like I was 15, like 15 years ago, when I was when I was around Jules's age, like that was when stuff was literally just beginning to happen. So to see the prevalence of it now is just a really interesting, I guess, like, evolution of technology, but it makes complete sense for why you wrote it as a long distance romance, because that's just how, that just makes so much sense, because a lot of my friends, like you, for example, we have never met in person. So it's very relatable. And it's just, I really loved that whole take of how just because of one Twitter DM, Jules's life literally was changed forever. There was no going back at all.
Like, don't waste time. Go and be your most messy self, and like, or on the opposite side, go into your crush's DMs. Like, go do it now. Well, I mean, after this, but then go do it.
Yeah, after this, stay here, and then go into your crush's DMs, and then anxiously await the fan art of Totodile and Squirtle in these 1,500 miles from the sun that we all, and by all, I mean you, me, Audrey, and Amparo need. And so hang on, where is it? Okay, so what are your top 3? Hang on, why did I look away when I literally just read this? So what are your top 3 YA contemporary romances of all time?
This was such a hard question. Even right now, I'm like trying to make sure, like, I didn't forget one, which I probably did. But off the top of my head, this is kind of an epic love story by Kirsten Calendar. The Summer of Everything by Julian Winters. And like, I couldn't pick between Me Cute Diary and Fat Chance Charlie Vega. And also, like, I legitimately forgot Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, which like is like incredible. So like, I can't do 3. Like, there's 5, but like,
it's okay. It's fine. Because I'm not sure if you've seen the TikTok of like what books are exempt from criticism, where it's like, oh, no books are exempt from criticism because no book is without flaws, etc. Number 1, and then it switches to and then number 2, and it's just like a picture of the book that the TikToker refuses to hear any criticism about whatsoever. And if there is a book that I refuse to hear criticism about, apart from 1,500 Miles from the Sun, because any criticism that comes for that book is completely unwarranted, it's Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. That book.
No, it's incredible. It's incredible.
It's amazing. It's like absolutely amazing. So good. So
and
good.
I also, though, just really love stories that I think are more just in line with mine, where it like includes both romance and coming of age tropes like together. I feel like those, like the ones I listed and like we love, are just very like specifically romance or even like rom-com. But I love stories like Felix Ever After and like Somewhere Between Bitter and Sweet that like aren't necessarily romantic contemporaries, but are like more coming of age novels with a romantic plotline in it.
Exactly, because with Felix Ever After, which if you have not read Felix Ever After, chat, I have no idea who hasn't read Felix Ever After that's in here right now. But if you haven't, Pride Month, yeah, exactly. And Pride Month starts tomorrow. It takes place during Pride Month in New York City. I cannot stress this enough, how Felix Ever After it's perfection. It's utter perfection. So go out and read it. And also, because 1,500 Miles from the Sun is releasing on June 8th, also during Pride Month, go read that as well. Just read every single queer book you can get your hands on, because the fact that we're getting so many queer books,
so many,
just tomorrow alone, by the way, it's amazing. And I am so happy to see queer books flourishing, because it just makes me happy. It makes me so happy. And I was gonna say, I'm like, and I can't wait to hug my copy of 1,500 Miles from the Sun when it gets here, but my copy is literally right over there. Oh my god.
Literally right there.
So speaking of books coming out, why did I look away from it again? Oh my god, you would think I would learn, but no. So what are some upcoming YA releases that you're looking forward to?
Like immediately just thinking of tomorrow. The Witch King with like by H.E. Hedgeman, which I will like honestly make my entire personality from tomorrow forward. The Passing Playbook, Ace of Spades, The Ghost We Keep. That's the top of my head. They're coming tomorrow that like I cannot wait to acquire. But I'm also like just incredibly excited for like the Taking of Jake Livingston, Rise to the Sun, You've Reached Sam. And I'm probably forgetting some, but those are the ones that like I can immediately think of that I just need to have on my bookshelf right now.
Because I'm also very excited for Rise to the Sun because
Yes.
I loved You Should See Me in a Crown, and Audrey is here, and they know because when I got to the promposal scene, I think I leapt into their dams and I was screaming because I think I was kind of crying about it. Like it's that book is amazing, and I know Rise to the Sun is not in the same mood as as You Should See Me in a Crown at all, but it's giving me major Warped Tour vibes.
Yes, like the music festival.
I'm excited to kind of relive that.
I'm gonna be so obsessed with it, and like again, it kind of, at least from what I know about it, gives me that sort of coming of age, but also romance vibes. So like, I feel like it's gonna be everything that I love in a book, and I cannot wait.
Me neither. It's going to be amazing because I'm just thinking in terms of like having a romance, but having it amidst the like baking hot blacktop of an outdoor music festival in the middle of the summer, because you have all of this chaos all around you anyway, because it's a music festival. And instead of paying $7 for water, you go drink it out of the back of a truck from a spigot, because that's how Nassau functioned.
Wow. How do they do music festivals up there? Oh my god!
Basically, how Warped Tour functioned in
Warped Tour. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense.
How Warped Tour functioned, at least at NASA, is they cleared out the parking lot of NASA Coliseum and they had everything in there. But if you didn't want to pay $7 for water, they had these massive water trucks that were lined up around, and if you just wanted to stick your head underneath the spigot in the back and drink water that way, you could. Now that we're in the middle of a pandemic, that sounds horrifying.
I mean, it already sounded horrifying to begin with, but
I mean, to be honest, when you're overheating, you don't think, and it's because I think it was it may have been during the Warped Tour of 2007. I don't remember. Either way, regardless of my experiences at Warped Tour and Bamboozle, which is a disaster in and of itself, I'm so excited for Rise of the Sun. And also, I am very excited for The Ghost We Keep, because just the opening line, it's so good.
I literally had like Mason had sent me a copy, and like I just kind of never got around to it, which I regret. But now I get to like read the actual book, so that's okay. I get to read it like in hardcover, so that'll be fine.
Amazing. And I think so you kind of tweeted all of them out already, but do you have any other upcoming launch events that you would like to tell us about?
Oh yeah, my main one is my official launch with icon, legend, and star Julian Winters, which I'm like super duper excited about. It'll be hosted virtually by Nowhere Bookshop here in San Antonio, Texas, and that's going to be like next Tuesday. Oh my god! Yeah, June 8th, 6 p.m. Texas time, which is like 7 Eastern, and then you can figure out the rest. And then, yeah, I have other events. I have one on Monday with Emery Lee and Sonoda Reyes, and then one on Thursday with Lekenzeya Kemp and Olivia Tahi and Crystal Maldonado. And then potentially more coming. I don't know. I mean, we're just maybe more coming. Who knows? Yeah.
I'm very excited. And even though I've already read your book and we're here and everything, I'm definitely going to be at that launch event with you and Julian next week, because I love y'all.
I'm super excited. Like, I feel like he's just like an incredible champion and writer of like queer literature and like queer BIPOC literature. Like I'm super excited.
He is just an amazing person. Like
and yeah, like he's so nice.
He is. And Audrey, yes, gay soccer royalty
Yeah,
rise,
like
which makes me think of the passing playbook.
It's gonna be very much blooming. It's blooming. Oh my god, what were the? Is it Bloomington? Bloomingdale?
Bloomington for what? For
the lion, like the lions and running with lions.
I think it's Bloomington.
I think it's Bloomington. I can't remember if it's Bloomington or Bloomingdale.
I'm very tempted to just run my chair back to because I know exactly where his books are and check. I don't know. I'll figure it.
Either way,
Audrey, you're here. You have to tell us, please.
It's going to be very, very the blooming something lions against like the Martin Catholic seagulls, and like
another piece of fan art you have to make happen because we need. I mean, we need.
I mean, what I really need is like the blooming something lions with like my stalker characters plus like Bloomington. Plus like Darius the Great's like soccer people and like Simon versus soccer people and like passing play, like all of them, just all of the gay soccer people. Honestly,
okay, I understand that I almost said Toto Dirtle. No. Wow, the Squirtle and Totodile art is paramount. It takes priority. However, if someone out there wanted to make, fan art of all of these gay soccer royalties, like just even posing for one huge massive team photo, I don't think people wouldn't love that. So
we will go fund me.
Please. It has to happen. And I can possibly no, they would definitely go for it. My friend Pam, who I met at an artist alley in the middle of Anime Midwest because she was doing OTP commissions. She what did she do? She loves sports anime, so she would definitely, absolutely, yes, Kristen, please.
Like, go find change.org, whatever
please,
we need.
Please. And Pam is amazing. She is so wonderful. I need their art, please and thank you. I need
like,
them
whenever Raka Marie gives us her sapphic soccer girls, like we'll just add them into it. Like we'll just keep on adding gay soccer
until there's no need for a background because it's going to be filled. It's going to be filled. This is honestly beautiful, and we should make this happen for us, please.
Because the eligibilities own soccer, like, and this is known.
Exactly. So now that I have run out of questions to ask you, we have people in here. So if anyone has any questions for Jonny, please just say them, and then I will highlight them as I've been highlighting throughout the entire thing. And Miles has not meowed, and he is not on this bed.
He's being such a good old man.
Mm-hmm. He's turning 11 in July. So, and it's weird because I got him when he was like 8 weeks old, and now he's turning 11. And I'm just like, this little bean, like this little bean who would coo as he like is now this kind of crotchety old man who doesn't like to hang out with me anymore and thinks that the bedroom in the guest room is his.
I mean, it is.
It is, to be fair. And so Brittany, my mentee for Author Mentor Match, and that's amazing because both of us have our mentees here.
We do.
Yeah. So Brittany asked, "What's your favorite part of the writing process?"
Definitely revising. I love revising usually because like I am like my process in drafting changes, but like my go-to is definitely pantsing. And so it's very much like just shitting out words, not really any plot, like very little even known about the characters, just kind of vibes and like a general like sort of aesthetic that I'm going for. But I'm also taking like a lot of notes like during my initial drafting. It's a lot of notes like of things I don't want to go back for because then I'm going to start editing, and I don't want to start editing until I'm done. So I'll take notes. Like I can add plot here. I can like do something about characters here and there, whatever. I can add this and that. And so yeah, like revisions honestly gives me like the opportunity then to like think about plot and like really get into who my characters are and start giving them personalities and like really thinking about setting and the emotional detail of all of it. So yeah, I really like making things better because like I don't like doing things that I suck at. And so like whenever I draft, like it obviously reads like, wow, you suck at this. But then like if I can like revise, then I'm like, wait, no, not actually, I don't suck at this. And so like here we go. Yeah. So I think revisions for sure.
Nice, because I am also a pantser.
I mean,
And there are moments where not moments, but it bites me so often because I'm just like because I reach a point where I'm like, okay, this chapter is done, and then I'm like, oh no, I know. So I immediately text my critique partner, and I'm like, Michelle, please.
yeah, I'll get to like maybe chapter 6, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on here anymore. I do pretty well in the beginning of just thinking of something to write for some beginning words. But once I get to a point where like something has to start happening, I'm like, wow, I did not come here prepared for that.
I mean, relatable because for me, when I'm drafting, like I can't go in not knowing characters. I have to at least know who they are, kind of know what they want, and also kind of know their dynamic with with their romantic partner. But as far as like actual plot, I'm like, oh wait, hang on. She has a brother. Oh, just like,
like I mean, and yeah, and I feel like even that like pantsing makes it a little easier for me to like change like big things because I'm like, okay, like now I know more about this story, so it's fine. And I get that maybe if I plotted beforehand, I might not have had to fix it to begin with, but I won't take that for an answer. So like I remember when I first drafted 1500 Miles from the Sun, like Jules had a mom and not a dad. And I was like, this isn't actually fitting. I need to change it. So I changed the entire thing. And that basically changed the entire like way the book read, which was better. But I feel like if like I had outlined it, like I would have probably taken it harder because I was like, I spent all this time outlining and then drafting, and now I got to change the whole entire thing. Like that sounds like work.
And then we have us, and then we have Brittany, who goes into
25,000 word outline. That's too much.
Madon, Brittany. I would say teach me your ways, but I'm too scared.
That's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. I recently outlined something that I'm hoping to draft like soon, but even that was only like 4,000-ish words. Like, and that was a lot to me. And then for my current project that like we've talked about, Melissa, my mariachi project, like I outlined that.
Yes. Please.
That one was the first book that I like actually outlined before I wrote it. And like a definite pro was I was able to write it in 11 days, which probably would not have happened if I pantsed it.
Wow.
But also it was the shortest first draft I'd ever written, like by substantially. And I think it was also because I outlined it, I was just sticking so rigorously to exactly what I outlined that I wasn't allowing myself to like think of like how other things might play into it.
How long, if you don't mind me asking?
It was like barely 50,000 words.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm guessing when you go back and revisions, you're gonna figure out where you have to put
like
things.
Right now, I think it's around 68 or 69,000, and I'm not done revising it. I'm sure it's gonna hit at least 75.
It's just so interesting hearing everyone's processes because there's you who's a pantser like me, and then there's Brittany who has outlines that are like as long as nearly as long as what I'm drafting at the moment. And come here, you can get up on the lap. It's okay. Oh, do you need me to angle? Here, let me angle. And if he if he wants to come up, he will. But it's and
yeah, and I mean, and like I'm potentially possibly maybe like going to co-write something with someone who I know for a fact is quite the outliner. So that's going to be very interesting. Because I mean, I'm probably going to outline it just like because I'm sure that I know I would have to outline that, and so like that's going to be it. You know, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, Amparo, I love making text art. So trust me to take this into Photoshop and make it into like a Fall Out Boy song title.
I love it.
I will overlay this with something. No, Audrey, no. Okay, no, let us be encouraged because pantsing is like you're like, okay, everyone, time to go on an adventure. It's fine, and
even then, everyone is like you and like the main character and maybe like one other person, and then as you're going, you're like, oh, I should add a friend here actually, and then you're like, now we have 8 friends, and I don't know who's who anymore. Like the way I had to just delete like at least like 7 people from 1500 Miles from the Sun because there are just way too many people happening. But like that's just what happens, and it's a fun part of pantsing. You get to kill people,
and because for me, like the friend group in my current whip, it's how many people we have? Like I think 5, and I'm like that. I'm like, how am I supposed to manage? I don't know. So it's like
I mean, I see that's a lot, and I can't even. I said it's a lot, and like Joel's is a group of like 6, so like I can't say anything.
So it's okay. Here basically that's what I'm gonna happen. So it's gonna so the text art is going to be a panther like me, parentheses, a fun part of panting, ellipses, you get to kill people. Like that is
like I feel like that's the difference, and I feel like that's the difference between a Fall Out Boy song and a Panic at the Disco song.
Like, I mean, what I'll do is
the first one is a Fall Out Boy song, and that second one is very much a Panic at the Disco song.
What I'll do, since we came up with it in here, or rather since Amparo and Brittany came up with it in here, I'm going to take this cover into Photoshop, use the eyedropper tool, and pull colors from it directly for the text art. I genuinely have no idea when it'll be done, but like, just give me a few days, and I'll make something happen. So, it's well, I mean, Amparo, you write fantasy, which
I mean, and like Amparo doesn't delete people; she just makes them gay instead. Like, and we love it. Like, I love that methodology.
Okay, so before I jump into Photoshop, I have to figure this. So actually, instead of that, it's a pantser like me. Parentheses. I should be better at deleting. I should be better at deleting some people in my manuscript, or she just makes them gay.
That should be the band. The band is she just makes them gay.
Yes, I want this to.
Or the album, or the album name. It's either one, really.
Oh. This is beautiful. We have created so many art pieces today. I haven't angled. I'm sorry. Come here. You're looking at me.
I are bringing the new renaissance of art, which will be Pokemon and
yes,
Photoshop Canva images.
Yes, in honor of Pride being tomorrow, we we are ushering a new era of art with Pokemon and callbacks to Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, and it'll just be utterly beautiful. And so, oh my god, yeah. So Kristen has a point. It'll be the self-titled first album. So it's okay.
That makes so much sense. Yes,
and now I'm very tempted to have a band in a book with the title, with the name, She Just Makes Them Gay Instead.
Right? That's going to be the new fake band of YA.
Please.
Oh my god, we'll both mention a band, She Just Makes Them Gay, and they're on tour. So they're just they are in your city.
Our plots have married. It's going to be amazing.
We're gonna make that the connection between our cinematic universes, our literary universes.
The Melissa and Jonny cinematic universe collective.
United by she just makes them gay.
Yes, and it's and then like I'm sure Amparo could put them somewhere and then just have them writing dragons for an epic, because who's to say they're not, you know, they don't cross genres.
You know, who's to say that there's no dragons in 1500 Miles from the Sun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay. So we're gonna and like Amparo, I realize that this is like the first time that we've ever like interacted for any length of time. So hello, it's nice to meet you. Nice for us to be becoming friends at this point in time. So it's, but I love your priorities about this. I do. Do you want to come up? Come on. Okay, I petted you on your head where you like it. Do you want to? No, he's like, I want attention. I don't want to do what you tell me to do.
That sounds very like
I'm because like I can't fit she makes them gay instead into this current whip, but I have no idea what I'm going to be writing next because this current whip is on.
Oh my god!
What extra?
In the thing I just outlined, like they go to a concert. Like I could absolutely. I could absolutely bring this in.
Amazing, please, because like you know about my idea for an eventual, you know, romance that involves band. Eventually,
yes, they could that, yeah.
Eventually, yes, but it's I'll make them the headliners. It's fine. I say this as purely hypothetical. I have not written a single word of it at all. So it's like,
but I mean, I haven't. You know, it's they'll see this in 2025, and like the ones here will just remember it like a light bulb in their head.
Mm-hmm, exactly, and it's just. I mean, mine and Audrey's friendship will be the cornerstones of mine and Audrey's friendship will be two things. No, three. No, four actually. So it's gonna. Okay, one, our love for Kelly Yang middle grade. Two, our love for Yuri on Ice. Three, our love for My Hero Academia. And four,
that one.
This conversation of the origins of She Makes Them Gay. I mean, honestly, on the eve of Pride Month,
this seems right.
This just seems like coming home to me as someone who has just been publicly ace for maybe a year or two. Like this just makes me happy. So like, okay, Audrey, like, do you want to write YA? And have this happen for us, please. Like that, just like I have to just watch this conversation be what has me make up my mind about what to write next. Because as far as your mariachi book, I needed that in my hands when I saw you first tweet about it.
Sadly, like right now has not been a great time to work on projects, but like, I'm going to love when July, August, September, one of those comes around and I know what free time is again.
Mm-hmm. It's just I'm very excited for that.
Like, I have a date to get it to my agent, and so like I need it to be done by then.
Okay, so are we gonna make this? Wait. Hang on. I have an idea. So you and I will have She Makes Them Gay in our books. Same with Amparo if she wants to have them writing dragons. So then what we obviously have to do is we have to somehow make this. We also have to somehow make a companion short story and not an anthology, like just with like 4 grouped novellas. And then but first we have to get Audrey an agent. After that happens,
that's the easy.
After that happens, we have to make this novella of literally just called "She Makes Them Gay," and then just about queer teens at a music festival discovering each other, and she makes them gay. Because if there was ever a time for me to want to write about disabled queer kids at a music festival, it's when they go see She Makes Them Gay. So it's like,
look out for that in like 2030, y'all.
oh Lord, I'll be old, but that's fine. It's like I come to terms with my mortality every single time I open my Word doc. Or I'm actually writing this in Google Docs, but that's neither here nor there. But like, we've veered off course. However, it doesn't matter because it's like it. See, Brittany wants us to take her money. So if there are any other questions for Jonny, we can continue talking about She Makes Them Gay. Or, okay, wait, hang on. Now I thought of another question. Feel free to skip over it if you don't want it. So since Audrey is here, I figured that they would also really enjoy this question. So if Matt and Jules were in the My Hero Academia universe, would they be in Class 1A or Class 1B? And what quirk would they have?
I mean, obviously Class 1A. Like, obviously Class 1A. And like, really, the first time that I ever just kind of felt very separate from Jules as a person was when I realized that his emotions kind of remind me of Deku. And like, I don't appreciate that. I think it's just Cancer rising. That just gets him a little cryy. But like, and I feel like Matt just kind of exudes Kirishima energy, but like in an even gayer way. Like even gayer already than what Kirishima already acts like. I don't know what their quirks would be. Oh my god. I would have to, oh my god, I'd have to think about that.
Well,
I mean, I feel like maybe Matt's would be something similar to like the one with like the oh my god, that gay French one. But like, not like specifically that, but like because like, that just reminds me of like very like just energy beaming from him. Some kind of like sun energy thing happening. I feel like would be Matt's quirk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Jules's would be.
Jules is no. I already have Jules.
Okay,
Jules's quirk would be engine because he wants to get to LA so fast. So how on earth would he be able to get to LA?
You know, even teleportation.
It's fine.
Even teleportation.
Ooh.
Yeah, like
yes, please. Yeah,
I think maybe teleportation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely see that too. And as far as Matt exuding Kirishima energy, he does. He does. Especially because, like, without giving spoilers, when Kirishima does go full Red Riot in season 4, yeah, definitely because Kirishima is just this lovable cinnamon roll whose quirk is the exact opposite of what a cinnamon roll represents. And Matt has that sort of energy where he's just so sweet and so loving, but he is, again, when it comes to Jules and him doubting himself, he's very protective over him too. And Amparo, you have to. We're 5 seasons deep. It's amazing. You have to. It's so good. Because what was I gonna say about my hero? I can't exactly remember now. Well, oh wait, yeah, there was now because now I'm thinking of like 1500 Miles from the Sun related TikToks that like I want to do for this book, like on June 8th specifically. And it's gonna be the one where it's the SpongeBob audio or the sound where it's like where it's like, that's not a boulder, it's a rock. but instead of a rock, it'll literally be just a picture of 1500 Miles from the Sun, then zoomed in on Matt for June.
Oh, I love it.
I kind of want to make that happen, and I can. So I can. Like, I'll have to. I'm still old, so I'm still figuring out.
Figure it out.
But it's fine. So, since we don't seem to be having any other questions, I'm good to call it here. Are you good to call it here?
Yeah.
All right. Well, So this was so much fun, from Squirtle and Totodile to developing an entire literary cinematic universe.
I love it. I love it.
This is like amazing. I love it so much. This was so much fun. I hope that you had fun, because like hanging out with you in this way was also just so much fun in and of itself. And I am just so excited for you and so excited for the world to be presented off from the sun next week, because especially when y'all get to the part where you realize why the title is why it is.
I apologize in advance.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like, just that was beautiful, and I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for your future, because 1600 Miles from the Sun was fantastic, and Andre and Santi over here is going to be fantastic, and same with. Is he making that noise? I don't know. So it's. I don't know. I'm like, that's weird. Anyway, so thank y'all for coming. This was so much fun, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.